All right, friends. So, hello, welcome. My name is Dr. Andrea Ryan. I'm thrilled to be here. We are going to be talking tonight all about smart supplementation, and it's one of the four pillars of metabolic health. And as we dive into metabolic health this fall, it actually works really in alignment. Talk about how cool the universe works. So I have been working on a course. I did a course, I launched a course back in early summer, all about living a low tox lifestyle. And the second course that I was going to be launching is all about inflammation. And inflammation pairs really beautifully with metabolic health. Inflammation markers tend to go very high when we have poor metabolic health. And so when dōTERRA announced that they were going to be launching this metabolic line, I kind of dialed in the inflammation talk and took a lot of what I was already teaching, which was great, but now expanding it to really have the umbrella of metabolic health, with inflammation being under that umbrella. So I'm so excited. The reason I'm running forward with the metabolic health stuff now is because when dōTERRA did launch this, or when they announced that they were launching this line, I just got really excited, like ridiculously excited. I've been looking for a number of these products and just wasn't able to find a really great source that I liked. So I'm thrilled that you guys are here. So tonight we're going to talk about supplementation and speak directly to two different programs, let's call it, that dōTERRA offers. And one of them is going to be dealing more with the nutritional aspect, and then the other one will be dealing with the metabolic aspect. So we're going to touch upon both. Lifelong Vitality, as we go through it, has been around for eons with dōTERRA. I'm going to guess, I don't know, 9-10 years, I'm thinking now. And it's phenomenal. I still use it every single day, and it is going to be a great lead up and sort of a foundational approach to the metabolic line, because we don't have the metabolic line yet. And so Lifelong Vitality is a great place to start, with a couple of other things that you can do to support your a healthy metabolism. But when we get to that part, it's we get to the very end, I should say, I'm going to talk a little bit about the 6-week course that we are going to be launching, not 6-week course, excuse me, a 6-week challenge that our team will be launching in early September, and Lifelong Vitality will be a part of this. So this pairs really well. So ultimately, whether you're starting to feel the effects of aging or you just want to enjoy a healthier lifestyle, Lifelong Vitality is designed to support your body's health, energy, and longevity. We're going to discuss the basic benefits of it. We're going to break down all three of them so that you know the differences between alpha CRS, the Z omega, and the microplex VMZ. And as we go through it, by all means, if you have questions, pop them in the chat box, and I'll be sure to answer them. Or certainly when I throw the recording out to you as of tomorrow, you're always welcome, of course, to ask me any questions there as well. So there are lots of different ways that you can measure health and wellness. For some people, it's going to be how they look and maybe perhaps how they feel, while others are going to be looking for specific metrics like the level of cholesterol, their weight, the metrics around the measurements of their waist and their chest. Everyone has a different approach to how they define health. But truthfully, your health is going to be determined by lots of different factors. It's your energy levels, your exercise habits, what you eat, not only your levels of stress, but how you perceive stress and adapt to stress, your exposure to toxins, which of course we talked about in the low tox lifestyle course that I launched early in July. It's also just overall feelings of well-being. And many of these factors are easily measured in a quantitative form. For example, your blood pressure or your insulin levels or your body mass. But other ones are a little bit more difficult to assess because it's more about a self-assessment. Like, how do you feel on a day-to-day basis? How do you feel in your body? What's your emotional health like? We can't put a number on that. And ultimately it becomes really on you to determine where your level is at with that. Also, along with personal risk factors, you face health challenges simply because of the world we live in. Often our jobs tend to be more higher stressed. We have weeks that are jam-packed with lots of different schedules, whether it be for ourselves or our family. And as a result, we claim that we have less time for exercise and certainly less time for decent quality sleep. So we also, of course, when we come to our nutrition, have endless access to processed foods, fast foods, and it's really easy to just simply grab something on the go. And our diets really lack a lot of, important nutrients and vitamins that are needed for good health. So as we go through this, the consumer products you use may increase your exposure to toxins, further endangering your health. And all of these poor lifestyle factors can affect your overall metabolic health. Unhealthy eating and physical activity or physical inactivity will threaten to affect your metabolic health, and as a result, impact lifelong changes that we have as human beings. Metabolic health is directly linked to a lot of chronic diseases. You may or may not have heard of metabolic syndrome, but ultimately anything like coronary heart disease, diabetes, different arthritises, all of these are linked back to poor or a decreasing level of metabolic health. So this is a self-assessment tool. What's getting in your way? And this is going to be different for everyone. So we often have high stress levels. There might be a lack of exercise, a lack of quality sleep, nutrient deficiencies, and exposure to toxins. For me, if I were to personally look at this, my big one has been a lack of exercise, especially over the summer. I just have not been prioritizing it to the same degree I was when we were back home. If you haven't been following along what I'm doing, we moved up to our cottage for the summer, and it's just very different up here. It's a different lifestyle. I used to walk all the time. I don't walk well, I do walk, but we live on an island, so you can walk, but the bugs were really bad all through July. So there were always these reasons as to why I was not getting the level of exercise that I used to. Also, I would say, well, let me think up here. Well, nutrient deficiencies too, not so much what we were lacking, but more what I was adding in. I was much higher on our complex carbohydrates, and if I'm being totally honest, a little bit higher on the alcohol content than I used to in the fall or in the winter season or the off season. So I know that what the things are that are getting in my way, all of which are within my control. And that's what I think we need to address here, is that all of these things are within our control to some degree or another. And it's just a matter of deciding what we want to focus on. So let's look at what it's costing you, though. Nutritional deficiencies can lead to serious issues or make existing conditions even worse. Depending on the deficiency, your body may suffer from a lot of different issues. It could be fatigue or lack of energy. It could be threats to your cardiovascular health. Your bone structure may not be great. But I want you to think beyond just those health impacts. Think about how deficiencies affect your interactions with your kids, maybe with your friends or your coworkers. How do they affect you on your job if your brain is fuzzy and you have that brain fog throughout the day? If you're feeling mentally and emotionally each day not as great as not as optimally as you would like to, this problem involves more than just a health diagnosis. It's really easy to go to a doctor and get a diagnosis of diabetes, cancer. Don't get me wrong. It's not easy to hear those diagnoses, but there are metrics to that. But ultimately, we have to look at the toll it's taking on our health physically, emotionally, mentally, and socially as well. So we are going to be focusing on two main cofactors with this, those bottom two. Do you see on the focus today on the pyramid here? We have nutrition and digestion at the bottom, which we'll start with. And then we're going to move to movement, but more specifically metabolism. We call this our wellness pyramid. It's brought out by dōTERRA, which is great, because it helps us address where the factors are. And if you'll see how the two arrows there, we've got lifestyle factors all the way up to reduce toxicity. And then from a healthcare perspective, we have informed self-care and proactive medical care. So we've got those four areas that are within our reach to be able to shift and change based on what we need to do. So whether you're using supplements to make up for your nutrient deficiency or to support your personal health journey, to help with aging concerns, or round out a healthy lifestyle, supplements can be an effective tool for a variety of people across all stages of life. Truthfully, other than like children, and I would say even that under the age of about 13, supplements can make a huge, huge shift for people. And as you move through the wellness pyramid from the bottom up, you'll learn different foundational principles that build on top of each other. So when you look at this pyramid, I want you to think of it as a big game of Jenga. If you remember this as a kid, or maybe we played it actually last year for homeschooling with my daughter. And when you're playing Jenga, if you remember, if you take one piece out, it can cause the rest of it to topple. The same goes with this pyramid, specifically if you focus on metabolic health and nutrition and digestion. If you were to take those two out, it's going to cause the rest of the pyramid to topple over. All right, here's a statistic that is probably going to rock a lot of your lives. And I know it rocked mine when I heard it, because I was like, dang, I'm not in that 6.8%. But ultimately, to know this is that only 6.8% of the population have optimal cardiometabolic health, meaning that, let me do the math on this, 93.2%, I homeschool, I should be able to come up with this, 93.2% of us as a population carry around too much weight. We have blood glucose levels, blood lipid levels, and blood pressure that are out of range, or potentially we have a history of cardiovascular events. Now, not everyone is going to go to the way serious side, but I know personally, for example, I know that I'm carrying around too much weight right now, and my blood glucose levels are higher than what I would love them to be. The chances of everyone that is close to you falling into that 93.2% is pretty high. There are 6.8% of people that are good, but all of that 6.8% are, of course, going to always be looking for things to further optimize. And ultimately, those of us who are in the 93.2 need a bit of a wake-up call to better take care of our health and well-being. The primary factor to this is hands down always going to be nutrition. My kids hate it. I think even my husband hates it when I talk about nutrition, simply because I know it's such a huge factor when we're talking about moving the needle when it comes to our overall health and well-being. Poor nutrition is a key factor in challenged metabolic health. Among many effects, what you eat has a major impact on your overall health status, your weight, and your emotional state. The typical modern diet is full of highly processed foods and other foods that may be lacking vital nutrients and vitamins that we likely aren't making up for in your either diet or supplements. So if you're not taking supplements, you're at a lack there. And if you are taking supplements, it might be better for sure, but certainly we need to improve upon our diet as well. The standard American diet is a top contributor to early hormone imbalance. And the two biggest factors that slow metabolism are inactivity and poor diet. Poor diet goes way beyond eating high calorie foods. And I think the 80s and 90s really did detriment to that, is that everyone was so focused on like, count your calories. And by no means am I thinking sugar's a good thing, but they were so focused on calories that they lost track of the quality of the calories we're eating, or the macronutrients that we eat. And that really comes down to proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. It also factors into the nutrients we consume. So if you're experiencing a vitamin deficiency, your metabolism is definitely going to struggle. So here is a list, and this is shocking to me. This is going to show you the percentage of Americans specifically, but Canadians, trust me, we're not that far off, of people who are deficient in certain nutrients. Vitamin D topped the list at 95% of people are deficient in vitamin D. Vitamin E fell at 94%. Magnesium, which is getting so much press lately, which I'm thrilled to see. It's one of the most important nutrients that we need to focus on for overall, I always say overall health and well-being, but it's the truth. Magnesium is a huge factor there. People are deficient up to 61%, vitamin A, 57%, calcium, 49%, and vitamin C, 43%. This is shocking to me that we are this low when it comes to our nutrient deficiencies, or this high when we come to our nutrient deficiencies. So this is something we can certainly work on easily with supplementation. The other challenge we have is when we look at the quality of food that's in our diet, the quality of food just simply isn't there compared to where our ancestors had their food. If we go back thousands of years, scratch that, even if we go back 150 years, the quality of our food is so much better. For thousands of years, the agricultural breeding is what they call it, has always focused on an improved yield and improved taste. In other words, they need to feed lots of people and it needs to taste good. The challenge with this is that a lot of the micronutrients that are required by our systems simply aren't there anymore because they've been bred out of the food. So if you see these apples down there, they're ugly. They don't look actually, they look pretty good to me, but maybe they're just not as visually appealing. These wild apples contain 109 times more phytonutrients And not only that, but they also contain a lot more vitamin C than the apples you would buy in the store. But this is my point, is that we're so focused on what the food looks like, we're not necessarily focused on what it's doing to our bodies. So this is a good reminder. Your body has an amazing capacity to thrive when it gives you what you need. But the challenge is that our healthy diet, even if we try to eat as healthy as we are, as it comes back to the apples, we simply don't have the daily, what they call RDA, which is the recommended daily allowance of the nutrients and vitamins. We don't get it even from the most healthiest of diets. And even if you have a backyard garden, the nutrient density of the soil itself that we have around today compared to 150 plus years ago isn't the same. So we just know that we're lacking in lots of different areas. All right. None of this would even be possible, or what's the point of talking about this, I should say, unless we talk about solutions. So you may be feeling a little overwhelmed and like, oh crap, what are we going to do here? But I don't want you to stress about this, because what I want to do is go through here and share with you some different products and supplementation that is going to not only save you time, but it's also going to save you money and confusion to try and not stay on top of every single thing that we have. So as I talked earlier in this call, we're going to look through two different product systems today. We're going to look at nutrient and digestion first, and then we're going to move to movement and metabolism. Now, these systems are safe, they're effective, and they offer affordable solutions through dōTERRA so that you can use them in your daily routine. And honestly, guys, it takes no time whatsoever as long as you're using them. So let's go through each and every one of these. We're going to start with what we call lifelong vitality. And if you're on lifelong vitality, just throw it up in the chat box, maybe what you have noticed as a difference between them compared to when you previously used it. I'll very quickly share with you that my guide in dōTERRA told me about lifelong vitality about 18 months after I had started using the oils. And I just kept thinking, oh, it's just another vitamin supplement, like not a big deal. But man, when I went on it, I had just finished nursing Maggie. She's now 9, so it goes to back. We're going back. She was, how old? She was 2.5 when she finished nursing. So I've been on these for about 6.5, 7.5 years now. And these supplements completely changed my life. I could not believe the difference. Not only did my energy go through the roof, but my nails started getting a lot thicker and stronger, as did my hair. So I noticed a difference within about 30 days. And the whole purpose of lifelong vitality is that understanding that even the best diets are deficient in vital nutrients. And the lifelong vitality pack is really there. It was created, I should say, to fill the gaps that your nutrition just simply isn't reaching. So each of these different complexes has a very specific job that is going to assist with overall optimal health. Plus, they're infused with dōTERRA essential oils. So you've got some great stuff there that is going to help support healthy digestion and so on. The key with these is that absorption. So it's all well and good. You may have all at some point taken a supplement or a vitamin and then 4 hours later gone to pee and your pee is bright yellow, right? There's this whole concept of or thought where we're just peeing out, or it's just very expensive urine when it comes to the different supplements, because the actual vitamin nutrients aren't being absorbed. And so there's a very big difference between chelation and full spectrum ratios. Chelated vitamins and nutrients will be inorganic materials that are bound to organic compounds. Full spectrum are substances that are provided in their entirety, so there are no single concentrations, so natural ratios aren't affected. Both are important, and it helps with the overall bioavailability and absorption of your vitamins and nutrients. Furthermore, with the lifelong vitality, it uses a patented glycoprotein matrix, which basically introduces the vitamins and minerals to a yeast-based protein matrix that is better recognized in the digestive process. So again, it's all about absorption and how well your body takes it in. If this is getting really boring, I'm sorry, because I know this slide is a little bit scientific, and if you hate science, just bear with me for 20 seconds, 20, 30 seconds, and I'll like snap my fingers to bring you back in just a second. But ultimately, the lifelong vitality has a ton of clinically supported benefits: cellular longevity, cellular inflammatory response, cellular energy and metabolism, powerful DNA protection, antioxidant defense, immune system support, stress management, cardiovascular health, bone and joint health, brain and cognitive health, digestive health. If you are a nerd like me, you're in good company. reach out to me and I'm happy to share this science with you. It's unbelievable what we have. I absolutely love the fact that we have all of this science to support this product. And not only is it scientifically proven, but we have literally hundreds of thousands of people around the world that use Lifelong Vitality on a daily basis. And so they're not wrong, right? They're using it for a reason. They recognize the difference. And ultimately, there's nothing I hate more than wasting money. It's sort of like the old joke of like, oh, look, I bought a whole thing of field greens or spinach from the grocery store only to throw it out 2 weeks later. I hate wasting money. I'm all about a good investment, but if it's wasted, it drives me crazy. So if you were to compare all of the vitamins and nutrients in Lifelong Vitality compared to what you would have to buy on a daily basis in order to be able to get the same amount of nutrients and vitamins that Lifelong Vitality provides, you'll see such a huge difference. It's an average savings, of a few $100s, because at this, with the Lifelong Vitality, it's $80.50. And the cool thing is that when you have Lifelong Vitality for the very first time, if you aren't impressed with it, you can get 100% of your money back. So you just let dōTERRA know, and they will refund all of that money for you. So it's sort of like a try it for 30 days and see what you think. So let's break down each of these individual products. We're going to start with Alpha CRS. CRS stands for the Cellular Renewal System. So this is all about how you feel younger and healthier longer. It is going to help protect your cells from free radicals. Antioxidants it's jam-packed, I should say, with antioxidants that can help keep the heart, cardiovascular system, brain, and nervous system functioning properly. A lot of these benefits supports a healthy cell function by protecting cellular DNA. It promotes cellular energy by supporting healthy mitochondria. Mitochondria, let's go back to like grade 10 science here. The mitochondria are in your cells, and they're like the little energizer bunnies of your cells. So when they are functioning well, you have increased energy and your cells have increased energy, which means they're doing their jobs all that much better. So that's really critical. It also supports healthy cellular immune function and supports mental clarity and brain function. So this is all about brain fog and eliminating it. These are just a few of the ingredients in here. Boswellic acid and bromelain protease enzyme. These both support healthy cellular function. We have ginkgo biloba, which is supporting mental clarity. And then we have a lot of these different essential oils and components that will help with what they call a tummy tamer. So it eases your stomach, eases digestion so that you can easily absorb this product and have it immediately go into your digestive health. Sorry, I'm just going to get a sip of water here. I know I'm flying through this, guys, and it can get a little wordy, but just keep in mind as to why, the highlights of this. So the Z omega, or XZ omega, but I just call it Z omega, which doesn't make sense because it's X versus Z. But anyways, go with me on this. This is all about healthy cell growth, brain development, muscle activity, immune function, and joint health. So if you are familiar at all with omegas 3s, 6s, and 9s, this is all about balancing out those essential fatty acids. We tend to eat a diet very high in omega 6s simply because of the obscene amount of seed oils, SEED, oils like grapeseed oil, canola oil, corn oil that we are exposed to on a regular basis. If you have a diet high in processed foods, you are eating a high seed oil diet. And those seed oils really amp up your omega 6s and increase your pro-inflammatory. In other words, they're going to increase the level of inflammation you have in your body. So the Z omega is designed to bring up your omega 3s. And when you bring up your omega 3s, you're actually promoting more of an anti-inflammatory response. So it's going to help decrease the inflammatory levels in your body. And if you remember earlier, I was talking about how I'm very excited about the inflammation course that I'm about to launch. Well, not about to launch. I'm not put on the back burner, but certainly elongating it now to increase with regards to cellular metabolism. Ultimately, that was why, because omega 3s played a huge role in this, and it just goes to show you how everything's connected. So it also contains a proprietary blend of essential oils from dōTERRA, of course. It has marine and land-sourced omega fatty acids, plant-based ingredients, which all basically work together to provide the body with a lot of important benefits. Big ones being heart and circulatory health, joint function and comfort, immune support, healthy function of the brain, eyes, nervous system, and it just goes on and on and on. So this is over, even before doTERRA came into my life, I used to talk about essential fatty acids in my chiropractic to get fish oils, because I cannot think of a part of the body that it doesn't help. Different ingredients here. I want to note that there are 9 different essential oils in this as well. We have clove, thyme, wild orange, ginger, German chamomile, frankincense, cumin, and peppermint. Peppermint will, of course, help with digestion. Clove, the highest level of antioxidants on the planet, is found in clove. Thyme is great for immune support. Wild orange, I mean, they all are. It's either digestion or immune support. It's such a great oil group. And then they also have a lot of different carotenoids, which provide healthy cell function as well, which are antioxidants, etc. All right, last in the Lifelong Vitality lineup is the Microplex VMZ, and this is a whole food nutrient complex, and it's going to provide essential vitamins and nutrients to help your body function in a healthy manner. So why would you even want to look at this? There are a ton of different vitamins and nutrients that you can see here. So just as I'm looking through magnesium, selenium, manganese, vitamin B12, iron, vitamin B1, let's see, calcium, D3, zinc, chromium, hydrogen. What else do we have here? B5, K, phosphorus. So, oh my God, there's just so many different vitamins and nutrients. This is where we make it up that we are lacking in our diet. If we're not getting in our diet, or if we're not, even if we try to get it in our diet, but we just simply don't have the same quality, then this is where Microplex VMZ comes in. It's going to provide 22 different essential vitamins and minerals to support growth, function, and maintenance of your cells. It fights free radicals, with the antioxidants, vitamins of C and A and E, healthy metabolism, bone health, immune function, digestion. This guy is everything. So I have been using, as I said, Lifelong Vitality for a number of years now. I notice it within 2 days if I haven't taken it, hands down. And we get busy. I'm not saying it's I'm not perfect by any so far away from that. But it is so easy to get off track with things. But the beautiful thing with it is that if I notice it, because I'm like, oh man, I haven't taken it, so I get right back on track with it. Okay. So we talked about the nutrition and digestion. Now we're going to get to what I think is probably the part that everyone is on this call for, because it's the more sexy of the two, even though I think Lifelong Vitality is very sexy. We're going to talk all about the metabolic program or line that doTERRA is offering. So to be clear, we do not know a lot about this product line yet. And we've got a little bit of information, which is great. We know that it is launching as of September 15th. I'm going to give you some more dates in just a quick sec here, but it's going to launch September 15th. So I'm going to share with you what I do know so far, because we don't have all the science and research and information, including, truthfully, all the ingredients yet. However, what I do know is that doTERRA is so committed to creating pure, exceptional quality products that I'm not super stressed about the ingredients at all. And I can't wait to dive into each of these with you. So before we even jump in there, please understand what metabolic health is to begin with. So this is basically, it means that your body will take in the nutrients and whatever it gets from the food we eat and use it to provide energy for your system. When we are taking in food, we can ideally eat without major spikes in our blood sugar, our blood fats, and insulin. But when we do have these spikes, we want to try to avoid them because they can contribute to unfavorable long-term impacts of the food on our health. So when we have good metabolic health, it lowers our risk of challenges from metabolic imbalances. Poor diet, high levels of stress, and a sedentary lifestyle are all going to negatively impact our health. Now, the fun part, and this is where I think a lot of people are excited, I'm 44, I'm pretty dang excited about this component, is that we may be aware of the fact that lifestyle choices affect our physical appearance. But do you remember when I said only 6.8% of the population has optimal cardiometabolic health, and metabolic imbalances contribute to the appearance of early aging? The same is true for your biological age. So even with genetic factors, your lifestyle choices make a big difference. This is all about the field of epigenetics. If you're familiar with it, it's a super cool subset of genetics that was not founded by, but certainly pioneered with the research by a woman named Dr. Candace Pert back in the 80s and early 90s. I read her book called, I'm going to blank on what it's now called. Ah, dang. Anyways, it was all about epigenetics way back in the day before epigenetics was really cool to talk about. And I had it, this is how much of a nerd I was. I had it in paperback and on audiobook before audiobooks were cool. So I used to listen to this all going back and forth between Canada and the States when I was going to school down there. And it really fascinated me all about how epigenetics played out. But ultimately, epigenetics is how your environment and your lifestyle choices impact your genetics. So whether they turn genes on or genes off. So for example, cancer genes, everybody has cancer genes in your system, in your body, but whether your lifestyle factors and your environment turns those cancer genes on so that cancer develops, or whether you can turn them off, which is the cool thing too. So the same list of things that you make that make you look old on the outside also make your cells act old on the inside. And when we look at Harvard and other colleges and organizations, they show that metabolic health and biological age are basically inseparable. It means that the stronger and healthier your metabolic function is, the younger you're going to feel on the inside and look on the outside. That sounds good to me. So this is the new metabolic system. It's called MetaPower, and we are going to dive into each and every one of these products because they all play an important role in creating a healthy creating you to be metabolically healthy or creating metabolic health. I'm screwing that up for some reason. I don't know why. It's 7 o'clock, 7:30. My brain's starting to slow down. I need this stuff. This brain fog is hitting hard. All right, so at the heart of this system is a uniquely formulated blend now called MetaPower that is of grapefruit, lemon, peppermint, ginger, and cinnamon bark essential oils. So you may be familiar with this and you're probably thinking, gosh, I've seen this oil blend before. And yes, it is very similar to Slim and Sassy, or as in Canada, we know it as Smart and Sassy. What they did was they took the Smart and Sassy or Slim and Sassy blend and reformulated it. So they have changed the ratios of these different essential oils to optimize it for metabolic health. So you can basically call this bottle willpower. It is going to help you specifically curb your cravings and overall inhibit fat cell maturation and support your metabolic health. This new product system is going to fill the hole in your wellness lifestyle plan. So while more confirming clinical research is needed, preclinical studies have suggested it supports naturally increasing NAD and NADH levels in your body. I'll talk more about that in a second, which can help normalize blood glucose levels, promote healthy insulin activity and response, and inhibit the growth of adipose fat cells. I also hear it contains 9 different types of collagen from ethical and sustainable marine sources. These 9 different types are also 11 times more absorbable than absorbable. I think that's the word. Absorbable. We're going to go with that word than other brands. Okay. Now, most other products will only have 2 types maximum and none of the other metabolic support factors, but the MetaPower Essential Oil Blend itself doesn't just come in the single format. It comes in a 15 ml bottle, a beadlet, a gum, and a metabolic soft gel. It's kind of like, remember those Choose Your Own Adventure books? Remember those? That was awesome. Not only that, there's other products too, which we'll get to in a second, but you've got lots of different options as to how to get MetaPower oil into your day. Quick question for you. One of my kids' favorite treats up here is to start our day with cinnamon buns. That they love cinnamon buns. What I know is that if I have a cinnamon bun for breakfast, within an hour and a half, I have my sugar crash. Have you guys ever had a sugar crash? It's an awful feeling. I get very jittery. I remember being out for a hike with the kids after a cinnamon bun for breakfast and literally had to sit down because I was so jittery and I could just feel everything crashing. It was like the epitome of exactly what it feels like. And it shocked me because I thought, man, I got my kids out here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get back without some assistance. I really need to start with my day. As I get older, I sound so old now, but I know I need to start my day with proteins and fats. I cannot start with sugars. And when I do start with something, or if at any point, but specifically in the beginning of my day, if I start with something sugary like a treat, I know it throws off the rest of my day. If I start off with proteins and fats, I tend to stick to my nutrition choices, much healthier nutrition choices throughout my day. This is where the MetaPower blend is going to help, because it's going to help you curb your cravings and help you stay on track. All right, the next product is MetaPower Metabolic Assist. This is going to be, it's called a carb blocker. It's going to turn fast carbs into slow carbs, which thereby reduces your mealtime blood glucose spikes. So blood glucose or blood sugar levels are one of the most significant markers of metabolic health. These naturally fluctuate depending on eating and activity patterns. It's important to note that constant spikes and crashes in your blood sugar are hard on your body and contribute to poor functioning cells, like how I had on that hike. I felt like shit, excuse my language. I did. I could not get over how awful I felt. That was about 2 years ago, and I've never done it since, because I felt so awful. So like blood sugar levels, a roller coaster ride once or twice a year probably won't cause long-term issues. However, if you're riding the roller coaster multiple times a day, week after week, this could have some health consequences. The same goes for if you have those roller coaster blood spikes and crashes over and over and over again. It can seriously impact your health. So just a couple of notes here. It decreases post-meal glucose spikes. It supports healthy insulin sensitivity. It supports healthy blood sugar responses, and it stabilizes energy throughout your day. I'm going to go back here for just a second. Remember, this is all these things. What I don't have an official report back from dōTERRA on this, but just to kind of give you an idea, my intention is to have a metabolic soft gel in the morning, 1 to 3 of them in the morning. Then I'm going to have a beadlet mid-morning. I'm going to have the MetaPower oil in a glass of water with lunch, and I'll use the satiety gum in the middle of the afternoon. With the MetaPower Metabolic Assist, this is the carb blocker. I would take one of these when I'm having my largest meal. For me, that tends to be lunch. I try to focus my largest meal on lunch because it helps me. I can take the time to digest it throughout the day, and then I'm not going to bed with a really full stomach. But I'll take the MetaPower Assist with my largest meal. The last product is the Advantage, and this is the big sexy one that everyone's so excited about. So this is the collagen. It is a nutraceutical product, and again, most products only have 1 or 2 collagen peptide types, but this one contains 9. Each of these support different biological systems, from bone and cartilage strength to skin elasticity. This delivery system is crucial to its bioavailability, and that's especially true of collagen. There are incredible ingredients in it, which is going to even further influence the expression of the anti-aging or the aging genetic pathways to ensure you're not only living longer, but also living well. The big one here is yeast powder NMN, which stands for nicotinic mononucleotide, NMN. This is a precursor to the NAD+ I talked about earlier. So you can support your body's ability to produce NAD+ with this product, which optimizes your metabolic health and extends your health span. Your health span is the quality of your health throughout your years. So we know what our lifespan is. If someone has a lifespan of, say, 80 years old, and in other words, they die at the age of 80, we know that the last 7 to 8 years of an individual's lifespan tends to have a poor health span, meaning their health degrades fairly significantly. They might be in a nursing home, etc. What this product line is trying to do is match your health span, the quality of health you have, with your lifespan, to try and bridge that gap. So NAD is what your body produces naturally. It serves lots of different functions. The biggest ones are going to be metabolic processes and mitochondrial function. Remember, mitochondria, the little energizer bunnies, tying it all together here. But here's the kicker. By the time you reach 50, I'm not there yet. I've got a few more years, but I'm getting there. And NAD levels are generally half of what they were at the age of 20. Without help through a nutritional supplement, that's a given. You're not going to see, you can't change that, or there's very little that you can do to change that regardless of your diet. So this can contribute to lots of various health challenges like difficulty managing weight and decreased women, I think we're all women on this call right now, How many women do you know that are friends that are between the ages of, say, 45 to 60 that always constantly complain about the stubborn weight around their middle they can't get rid of, and they don't have the same energy that we used to have? This is where this product is going to come into play. The feedback on this product specifically, they have not given to the 200 people that did the fun 30-day trial, they gave this product. We're hearing everything from increased energy, better sleep, better adaptation to stress, higher libido, weight loss of anywhere between 2 pounds over 30 days to as much as 10 pounds over 30 days, lost inches around their waist, around their chest. What else? What else am I hearing? There's so many different factors that we're hearing. I've been sharing those on my Instagram reels, or not my reels, my Instagram stories. I've got some more to share tomorrow. So the feedback has been absolutely tremendous. This is going to activate your longevity genes. It's going to improve cognitive function. That's the other benefit I've been hearing. It decreases brain fog. Everyone talks about the fact that they don't have brain fog anymore. It supports lean muscle and connective tissue, skin elasticity. That's the other one, skin elasticity. People are talking about fewer lines and wrinkles, and they just feel like their skin is glowing compared to where it was before. Guys, I am so bloody excited for this product. I have been looking for a great collagen supplement. I've used them in the past, but this one, because it's coupled with the NMN, it's going to knock your socks off. I'm so excited for this product. Okay, so let's go back over some of the key takeaways from this factor. Number one, nutrition and metabolism have a synergistic effect on your health and overall wellness. They are connected. Nutrition is a process of nutrient acquisition, so it's the absorption from your environment, and metabolism is the chemical process your body uses to transform those nutrients into fuel. And while studies have found there's been like persistent disturbance of nutrient metabolism or energy homeostasis, this is getting really technical, I'm sorry. It's either caused by nutrient deficiency or excess, and it induces cellular stress, which leads to poor metabolic health. Your metabolism influences your energy, your weight, your body composition, your sleep, and even your cognitive performance or your brain performance. And nutrition and metabolic support go hand in hand. So what does this mean for you? You can have more energy so you can keep up with your kids or your grandkids and your social life. You'll have more stamina during the day. A lot of women are saying they're ditching the caffeine and curbing their sugar cravings, and they're less being able to focus more throughout their day. And this is all thanks to stabilized blood glucose and insulin response. You're also going to have improved endurance in your workout routine. Women are saying, I keep saying women, men as well, but the women tend to be more forward with what they're hearing. The men, by the way, if you've got a man in your life, I heard increased longer term libido and erections, which has been one of the gentlemen shared that, which I thought was just a hoot. So anyways, but in enhanced workout routine, people that have never worked out or are rare to work out have the energy to work out and the desire to work out. So their commitment to their workouts is that much harder. You're not only going to feel great, you're going to look great. So it's just an overall concept. And while this is not, and I cannot underline this enough, this isn't just about losing weight. It is so much more to that, because regardless of what our weight is, when we feel better, when we have the energy, when we sleep well, when we are better adapting to stress, the weight comes off anyways, but we feel like when we feel better, we do better. And I just cannot emphasize how important this is. All right, friends. So how can you get started? If you already have a dōTERRA account, this all ties into the 6-week challenge we're going to run. It begins October 1st. However, we're doing a bunch of prep work in September. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in a bit. But what I'm going to encourage is, whether you already have a dōTERRA account or if you are brand new to dōTERRA, I want you to get started today with the Healthy Habits Kit. Or if you already have these products, start using them consistently. We're looking at the Lifelong Vitality for our optimal nutrition. Terrazyme and PB Assist, those are 2 supplements we didn't talk about here. Terrazyme is a digestive enzyme, which is stellar. It helps break down your foods and helps with the absorption of the nutrients from those foods. PB Assist is a probiotic, which we take at night, right before we go to bed, because when we take that probiotic in the evening, it sits in our gut. We tend to have less bowel movements throughout the evening, so it doesn't get pooped out, basically. Sorry for the graphic thought there. It comes also with Deep Blue Rub, because when we increase our nutrition, again, that's also going to help promote us be exercising on a daily basis. And Deep Blue is really great with supporting the healthy use of muscles. And then it comes with a few essential oils, specifically On Guard for immune support, Tangerine for helping with cleansing. It's very high in limonene, which is great for cleansing, but it's also a mood booster. We have lavender to help with your sleep, frankincense, which is the king of all oils. If I've got stuck on an island, that's the guy I want. Everything from skin health to neurological health, it's my guy. As it remember that commercial, Frank's Red Hot Sauce, I put that shit on everything. That's how I feel with frankincense. It goes on everything. Remember the grandma in that commercial? She's funny. Anyways, and last one is Balance, which is my favorite blend of essential oils. So you get my two favorite oils. You get frankincense as my favorite single and Balance as my favorite blend. Balance is great for grounding and support of meditation, etc. Okay, so that's step one. I want you to start looking at that and start using those. We're going to be teaching you all about this in the 6-week course. Secondly, MetaPower, the metabolic line. Who's excited? Are you excited? I'm so freaking excited about this. I cannot wait to try it. I'm so sad that I was not in the trial. I cannot wait to see what this looks like on me. So this launch is, here's the deal. It launches September 15th. I've got someone chatting in this. So much good. Oh, yeah, you're well. Hi, Kula. Great to have you here. So with this launch, you got to remember that it launches September 15th. There is a caveat to that. You can't just go into your shop tab on the 15th and buy these products, because they will only be offered to people who have a convention ticket on September 15th. So dōTERRA convention is an annual convention. It's held in Utah. This year, because of, especially up in Canada, we still have lots of us who can't travel, and they recognize that. So they are offering a virtual ticket opportunity as well. The beauty with the virtual ticket is that for just $35, you have 3-day access to the dōTERRA convention. What does that even mean? You're probably like, I can't go to a convention, but hear me out here. So it's September 15th, 16th, and 17th. You don't have to watch it live to start with. You don't actually have to watch it at all, but you'll have 30 days of access to all the science, all the information on not just this MetaPower line, but also, do you see all the white, the faded out things? I see 4 oil bottles, it looks like, to the left, to the right, there's another oil bottle, maybe a couple of beadlets. I'm praying for Zengest beadlets. How great would Zengest beadlets be, right? There's clearly something else clouded out there. We don't know. So these are all the products. We have the MetaPower line, which is great, but that's only half of what's being launched in just a few short weeks here. So that $35 ticket, you buy that ticket and you're going to have first access as of September 15th to be able to grab this whole convention kit. Now, you might be thinking, but I don't want the whole convention kit. I just want the MetaPower line. But here's the deal, guys. I don't think they're offering that. I think you do have to buy the whole line. However, are you ready for this? With $35, the MetaPower line itself in entirety is $180. We know that. I don't know what the individual pricing on everything is, but we do know that the entire line is $180 combined. Every convention, they offer this convention kit at a significantly reduced savings, far more than the $35 it's going to take you to get the virtual ticket. It's usually between 40 to 50% reduced price. So you take the $35. So now we're down to, let's say it's $100 just for the MetaPower line. And there's going to be other products as well. But let's say it's going to round out to about $200. You're going to get a whole bunch of products. It's going to be 40% off and you're getting it at 40 to 50. I'm saying 40 to 50. I have no idea what it is, but it's always significantly reduced. When we do that, you're far making up the $35. So that $35, if you want it on September 15th, is definitely worth the investment. Okay. Otherwise, October 1st is when you will be able to buy the entire product line together. You'll be able to get the MetaPower line. Individually, they will be available on November 1st. Okay, so you just sort of have to keep those dates in mind. If you're gung-ho and you want it, Get the convention ticket. I will send out tomorrow, when I send out the recording, a link to how to get the convention ticket for $35. I'm telling you, it's worth it, hands down. Last slide. You made it, ladies and gents. This is the 6-week challenge we are running. So we're calling it the Metabolic Reset 6-week challenge. Now, we talked a lot about supplementation tonight, probably more than you ever thought you wanted or needed to know. And I'm sorry about that, but hey, it's me. I go into the science because I love it. That's only one pillar. The 3 other pillars are nutrition, exercise, and then rest in the form of emotional rest with mindfulness, and then also sleep. All are really, really critical when it comes to metabolic health. So we are going to take you through over that 6-week challenge, plus the month of September leading into the 6-week challenge, through all of those 4 pillars. The presentation will be in there in case you're like, yeah, I want to listen to Andrea rattle on for another 45 to 50 minutes, all about, nutrition and metabolism. So that'll be in there, but there's going to be lots of different ways that you can get the information there, plus so much more. It is free to be in this challenge. We are going to be opening up the doors as of September 1st. Because you're on my email list, you will certainly get that email announcing when it will be, so that you don't have to stress about that. You'll have the link. It's going to be on Facebook. There will be a downloadable, like a, what do you call it, tracker that you can do to make sure you're on top of everything. We are going to rock your metabolic health between September and October. The last thing I'm going to leave you with is that a lot of people make New Year's resolutions to get healthy. How, can I swear, how fucking phenomenal will it be when you roll into New Year's feeling younger, stronger, healthier, feeling better in your body, more energy, less brain fog, better libido, having better sex, all of this before you even get to your New Year's resolutions. And it's only going to go from there. So I just cannot wait to tell you more about it. I cannot wait to introduce you into the 6-week challenge. Oh, you're welcome, Debbie. Hey, love. I'm so excited you guys are on this. I cannot wait to show you guys more about this. Feel free to join into the challenge. As I said, you're going to be on my email list. I'll send out the recording to this tomorrow, plus all the links to get your dōTERRA convention ticket. I sadly cannot be there in person. We leave on our big adventure the next day on the 18th. So I will not be there in Utah in person. However, I will be watching it virtually in Aurelia. And also, if you are in Ontario and you want to join us in person, we've got a big watch party over those 3 days. So we would love to have you there as well. Okay, I'm going to shut this down before we clinch into an hour here. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you learned something, and I cannot wait to walk you guys through all of this starting on September 1st. All right, we'll talk to you soon, ladies and gents, and have a great night.